Hey, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Okay, this is a game between Michael E. Jazor and as white, and black is Owen McCorder. C4, knight f3. So basically, white's playing the English here. D3, D6. So white, black's castled. D4, and then C5. Within a pretty good attack, F4. So White's going berserk totally to the max. He's trying to put the pressure on his opponent as quick as he can because his opponent, Black, is actually 200 points, actually 163 points higher than his opponent. So White's trying to flex their muscles so that they would be able to kind of push the situation. Like knight knight f3, knight e8, castles, f5. Then you have to always ask yourself, why is my opponent moving the knight there? f5. That's why. That white castles and then f5. That's why. So bishop e3, knight d4, and rook b1. Kind of to get out of this pin here, and also allow b4 to be played as well, and sometimes to undermine this knight. Knight c7. They're rerouting, and then queen d2. Knight c e6. So the knight now is rerouting here to hold on to this the knight. Knight to c2. Also, this reason rook b1 is played is to cover this pawn too, so that when takes, they don't hang a pawn. He was saying that b4 looked thematic, so that's vital. But knight d2 is also a playable move. What white played was and black played was actually a5. But if you're wondering, knight takes is a playable line here, and bishop takes, knight d4. Bishop takes, and c takes. Not an unclear position at this point. So let's see. Bishop g2 could have been played here. And then f takes g. D takes, and then E5 to cement the knight. Hey, how you doing? So A5 is actually was actually played at this point. So white played E takes D4, C takes. There's also, if knight takes by black, bishop takes, and then C takes D, because we don't want to trade our bishops. This does shut down his black's bishop though, so E takes F5, bishop takes, and knight G5. With trying to get his bishop in here and trade off and get the knight there. Bishop D7 to hold on to this bishop, and rook B E1. It's for domination of the half open file. But rather than that, he just decided black didn't take with D takes. He played C takes. He kind of shut down on all of the the counterplay. So bishop F2 is actually a forced move. So I think that's what black was doing, was making forced moves. So that yeah, so queen B8. What white actually wants to do is potentially play knight C8 and then hammer home E5, and after the trades, then this bishop covers this pawn here and it's safe, and then the queen can move. So C takes here. Rook F E1 was actually slightly better than for white, slightly. So E takes is a playable idea. This is actually better. I like this move for white. G takes. Then rook F E1. Bishop F6. And rook E2. Knight D8. And B4 now. Trying to open up for an attack. A takes B. Rook takes B. Queen A7. And this is trying potentially to win a pawn, but it's not going to work because there's too many defenders on A2. Queen B2. This is lining up 3 attackers on this pawn. Knight C6. Bishop to rook to E6 or B6. Sorry, rook B6. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I had the wrong move. Promote. This is the correct move. Rook B6. That's right. C5 is actually the E5 is actually the losing move here. This is a game changer. It's It's actually a double question mark move. F takes E, D takes E, and then C5 was actually played here. It's not the best move at this point. I was considering potentially Queen B3. C5 is actually a mistake. C5, E5 here is actually a blunder, and C5 is a mistake. I was considering potentially Queen B3, but I don't think that's as good. I think that's not as good as the other move. So let's see. What move am I missing? Okay, knight takes. Knight takes. Rook takes. Rook takes, and then bishop takes. And so now you're pinning the rook, and if the rook was to move, you actually could win the queen. So okay. So basically the queen would have to move. Sorry about that. That's wow. That's a smackdown right there. Yeah, they were saying that knight takes e5 is actually a double exclam move. This move is actually a double exclam. Knight e1. Try to win this pawn on this knight. Knight d8. And if he didn't play knight d8 but played, let's say, king g7, bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3, rook takes c3, and e4, rook takes f6, king takes f6, pawn takes, or let me see, bishop actually takes, sorry, check. King f7, and then d takes e, and if takes, then pawn takes, and worst comes to worst, white always has a potential for a draw here. So because he just wins this pawn and trades off down to a bishop, so not bad in that line. So d8 was actually played. d5 check. King g7, and then king actually g2 was a mistake here. f3 was preferred at this point, and rook takes the pawn, and knight takes d8, d5. Rook d1 check, king g2, and then d3. Unclear position at this point. Unclear position. King d2. Rook a5. And rook c2. Bishop e7. 93. And rook takes the pawn. Rook takes, bishop takes, and rook b5. Bishop d6 is to protect here and save the bishop, of course. I have no idea why he did that. It's not. This is actually a mistake. Not sufficient compensation. Rook b6, knight c6, c6, bishop c3, rook d8, bishop c4 is a playable idea. Bishop c5, rook b1. White's now black's now pushing. Rook e8, and then h4, e2, king f1. Rook c2, and now you're gonna win material here. f4, Compow, mates to come. He tries like something like this. First of all, you can drop a check. And if the king moves, check, and then you grab that. Hey, how you doing? Now that wins. So he resigned on f4, right back here, because there's really no hope after this this pawn gets evolved, there's no way really to stop the devastation that's going to arise. And even if you tried, like not here, you have a check. He moves there, and then knight takes the bishop, and now this bishop's going to fall. So you have a lot of attack to go to boot on that. All right. Now we're going to get some of our puzzle. I'm going to do some puzzles from the chess from the Polgar Dad. So let's do it. These are mate and twos. They're going to start out a little easy and get more difficult the further we get in. So these are mate and twos from the Polgar Dad's book. Okay. Mate and two for white. Mate and two. If king a2, queen b1, that's b2. What if he went king a4? What if he went... Yeah, there you go. Yeah, nice. Okay. Now we're doing it. We're doing some more. So alrighty. There we go. This is another this is white to move mate in 2. Thought we'll do a little bit more puzzles tonight, kind of do, since we're diving into Daddy Polgar's book. We'll do a little bit more puzzles on that. Okay, king c4. Alright, and queen a2. Are we... Yeah, nice. Good work. Yep, c4, queen a2. Yep, good job. You guys have got it. You're doing good. You're doing good. We gotta now do the board editor. Alright. Let's do it to it. King, mate 2. Let me see. Talking about B1. What do you have the line, Erie? Are you in agreement with play okay? Okay, gotcha. You got it. You have King A5. You have Queen B5. If you have King A, then you have checkmate on B7. Yep. There you go. Now we're going to start adding some pieces on the board. This is going to be fun. We get to add a knight. It's mate and 2. H2. Are you, hey, play okay. Are you in agreement with Erie? Or do you have a different line? Yep. Okay, you guys are both in agreement. Nice. Okay. Good job there. Nice. Okay. Now we get to do another one. That is right. Right on. White to move. Mate in 2. White to move. Mate in 2. If you have a positional book and a calculation book, which one would you choose? Well, I'd have to say it depends what level you're at, but calculation is always a good is always good to have, because you can actually learn. Yeah, nice job. That is right. Calculation is something that you need to do as a chess player. Now he pushes here, and then you checkmate. Nice job, nice find there. And so I'd probably would go with the calculation book. One that's good at calculating is Tactics from Scratch is a good calculation book, and Forcing Moves is a good one too if you're looking for a calculation book. They teach you computer eye. They call it computer eye looking, and it's what the grandmasters have learned. So great job on finding that, team. Nice work. Okay, we will get that set up. So if it was me, I probably would do more of a calculation book. It depends on how do you feel as a calculator. Do you feel like you're adequate? Or do you feel like you could use more calculation, or do you think you need a little bit more? Because it's all based on how you feel about your play style. Like I study both books. Huh. I don't know about that one. I don't have that book, so I'm not sure if it's a good one or not. Yeah. White to move mate two, but I'm not sure, so I don't know about that author, so I can't really say yes or no. I do know that if you're interested in really good tactical calculation, there's Tactics from Scratch is a really good one. He's got edition 1 and edition 2. I have both of them, so they're really the same. There's just a couple pages more in number 2, but it's basically the same. Let's see, knight h5. Yep, nice work. That's right. Oh, Tactics from Scratch is a really good one. This one right here. I hope I have it. Hold up. 1 second. It's right here, and this is the author right there. So, if you're and it's pretty. It's a little expensive. It's expensive. It's like it's it's $30. Yeah, yeah. It's $30, but if you want a book that's really thorough, this gentleman actually this is from his diary as a chess coach. So he actually went to different chess clubs in Europe, and he coached and found how certain players have certain chess blindness also in their play. Let me see. Let me get this. That's off the board. Now we're getting into some minor piece play, so it's gonna be amped up just a little bit more of still mate 2. There's still mate 2. So I'm not sure about the author that you're looking at, so I really can't give you any advice on that. I haven't seen that author's book. All I know is that this book has really helped me out with a lot of he's so thorough in his like books and stuff. He talks about pins. He actually has how to become familiar with the pieces, pins, discovered attacks, reloaders, double double attack, overloading, mates, gain of tempo, intermediate move, X-ray attacks, open and close line communications, status of examination, and candidate moves. Yeah, yeah, he has it all. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it well well categorized. Let me see. Knight F. Yep. Let me see there so far. King H. There. Yep, you got it. You got it. He comes up here and then boom, mate. That's right. Nice job. Alrighty. Okay, mate and two. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I sometimes when I go to chess tournaments, with some of the winnings, I buy a book or two. Yep, there you go. Nice mate there. Boom. It covers that there and check and there. So all this is covered and you still got to check. Good work. Okay, let's. Are you enjoying these puzzles? All right. Okay. Because we're you're doing great. Because I want to make sure, because you know what, puzzles should always be enjoyable, and this is the most thorough puzzle book I've actually seen. Um, is Daddy Pogar. Exactly. You do a game, then you warm up, and then you actually can do your end game, and you get a full roundness of everything. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see here. Check. No, that's not it. I have to make sure we get a check here. So these puzzles are always so fun to do. That's a check. Then he goes to B1. And yep. Okay. No, I don't have that one. I have how to play like tall though. So I have how to play like tall. Yep, you got it. There you go. And then E1's mate. Yep. There we go. This one should be a piece of cake. This is a walk in the park. Yeah, it's like, yeah, this one's like, really? You give us all these hard, really, really hard ones, then you throw us a really fun one? Yeah. Let's see if you can find it though. It's like, it's right there. Sometimes the hardest ones to see. Yeah, a what? A1, or is it, what's this number? A2, yeah, there we go. And then if he goes E2, you got a checkmate. If he goes G2, you got checkmate. Yep. So that's like, that was like the walk in the park right there. That's like, yeah, it's like, all right. It's either we're getting better or the puzzles are aren't as complicated as those couple that we had. I think it's that we're getting better. So now we get to involve a couple more pieces here. So let's see how we do. How we do. Let me see. Good. Oops, right here. Let me see. I want to sure how all that. Yep, got it. There's two ways I think to mate here. I think there's two ways. What do you think? Do you have the line, Erie? There, yeah. Yep. There, you're close. You're really close. It is a queen move, but you have the wrong. You have it in the misplaced spot. It is a queen move, though. Yep, there you go. Queen e2 there. If that, then we checkmate here. If he comes c2, c1, you checkmate on c2. So you have two checkmates. One is with the knight and queen, and one again is with the knight and queen, but it's a different type of mate. Okay, let's get a oops, yeah, board editor, perfect. I believe that's right. Yep. Yeah, that would work. Yep. Because we actually have him in a smother mate. Well, he could move here. He has this move, which allows mate. Or he has king b1, which allows mate. So there's two mates. That's one thing I like about Susan Polgar and the Polgar sisters' dad, is that in some of these he has you have the ability to find two mates. So you can actually find two different mates. So if you find both mates, congratulations. If you find one, great job as well. But I always try to find both mates, because that's like double rewarding, because it's like, yes, I mated the king twice. Ooh, he has a rook now. Ooh. We got a rook attack and versus a queen. This should be interesting. Okay. Might to move. I think that's right, yeah. You got two mates as well. You have here, if he comes out here, this is checkmate. And then if he intercepts on G2 or G3, you have mate. So I like how he sets up. I like how he sets up the book. Two mates, can you love it? Yeah, two different type of mates. Yeah, it's like I like his book because you get to find two different ways to use the same piece and the same idea. So it's actually double the benefit. I always say. I always think it is. Do 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 do. Let me see here. All right. Okay, so king here, knight there, queen here, rook off the board. Let's see, do I have it all right? Yes, we do. We got it right, so that's good. Let's see here. Some of these I haven't done the mate twos in a while, so I'm even kind of a little rusty. So let me see if I can do them right alongside with you. Puzzles are so fun to do. Let me see, queen G5. So queen G5. You push the pawn. Yeah, I got it. Actually, I believe it's. Let me see here. So queen G5. Actually, he can't go. You have to kind of do a pass move. Yeah, you have to do a pass. You have to do a move that's a pass move. You have to. Knight E5. No, that's not it either. You have to have him push this pawn, and then you mate. Try again. It's a queen. I'll give you a hint. It's a queen move. It's a queen move. And it's a move that's kind of, you wouldn't think it works. He actually, if you play knight e5, he actually runs, and there's no way to, it lets him out of the box. He actually can run after that. And if you check here, he just keeps running. So this knight, it cuts off vital squares. It cuts this square off from the thing. Well, almost. This square isn't covered. If you go knight to e5, e3 is now open for the king to run to. I'll give you some queen moves to choose from. Queen h5. Which one of those would lead to mate 2? Oh, I guess it does work. Let me see, is my calculation wrong? Oh, you might be. Okay, I think I was. No, let me see. Is that, no, I think I was wrong. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think you're right. Sorry about that. I think you're right on this one. Yep. Nice job. Yep, you got it. Okay, my bad. For some reason I thought this actually worked, this one here, but it actually doesn't. This allows for a flight square to be, I can't play, my idea would have been to play knight d2, but I can't actually do knight d2. Okay, so yeah, the knight e5 does work. Okay. Piece coordination's huge. So nice job. That's right. And you got mate. Let's see if there's another mating idea though. I want to see if there's a different mating idea. So mate. So there. I think this is mate. Nope, that's not mate. So there's only one mate in this line. Trying to see, is there any other mates? I don't see any on this one. I think this is there's only one mate here. Queen out. Okay, there's only one mate. I was trying to see if there was two mates at all. There wasn't. I don't think there is a second mate. Okay. Nice job on solving that. Let's see here. There we go. Now let me see. I have to redeem my my calculation. Let me see here. Yeah, I think that's the, let me see, yeah. I think knight c5, he's got king, I think he's got king c2. If knight, so king c3, a, and then you have mate on b2, right? Yep. There you go. Because what happens, I'll show you. If we tried the knight check here, the king could, yeah. Yeah, C1, yeah. And then, okay, where are we? Okay, we're here. All right. It is actually a pretty reasonable price book, I gotta say. It's, well, it is a little spendy, but it's a good puzzle book, though. Okay. Yep. There you go. Good job. That's how you do it. That's how you get better. You keep pushing the limits. Keep pushing the limits on your, on the ability the Lord's given you our mind. Oops, get that out of there. This one's a little tougher. You have to find this kind of a quiet move. You have to find a quiet move. You have to find a quiet move here. Yep, that's the first quiet move. So what's the continuation of the line? There should be two. There should be two lines that you can actually go down. There should be two mates. So far, so good with this. You have it right. You have the first one done. Now you have to say which one. There's two moves that could be played here, and each one has a mate that goes along with them. Yep, you got it. This is the first mate, and this is the second mate. Good job, team. Nice work. Nice work. You got it. Tell me when you'd like to do some endgame. You want to, after this one, do you want to do endgame, or do you want to do some more puzzles? Okay. Okay, sounds like a deal. So do you have the let's see, do you have the move? This one's kind of a silent move too, so you're gonna have to look at it. Yep, you got it. There's actually two moves though. Play Twitch for fun. There's two moves. That's the first mate. And that's the second mate. Nice job. Now we're getting into three pieces. Three pieces. So oh, you don't see the second one? Well, it's when the king goes to h6, and then you play queen h4 checkmate. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I had to give you. Oops, I got to do it. You guys, sorry. There you go. All right. It's just the difference of where the king goes. If the king goes to f5, it's queen f4 mate. Or if the king goes to h6, it's queen h4 checkmate. It's the difference between f4 or h4 mate. Okay, dokie. Let me see here. Let's see here. This one's a tough one. So this is covered. This is covered. This is covered. This is covered. So he really has one move to go to if we were just to move our pieces around. Let's see here. If we play, let me see. If we play, I think that's right. Yeah. G6. Up here we get mate. I think this is mate, yeah. I think if G5, it's if G5, it's E5 mate. If F5, it's that mate. So there's two mates. So if G6 is the great, is knight G6 is correct. If you play G5, then Queen E5 is mate. That's the first one. If King F5, then Queen to E5 is checkmate. Nice. Okay. Do, 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 do. Yep. That's right. Gotta love it. Alright. You're getting back in time for puzzles. Gotta love it. Oh yeah. There's two mates here. Don't over the hint. It's white to move. Mate 2. And there's two mates and two mating setups. There's two ways to mate the king. So independent ways to mate the king. Check. King H3. King H3. Then Queen check. King G1, H1, and then check. Yep. Nice job. We'll do a couple more puzzles, and if Play OK doesn't come back within like two puzzles, we'll start the end game studies. Because I want to be able to do some end game studies with you. I want to make sure I have that right. Well, that lets him run. You have him in a box right now. It's actually you may have to, I'm thinking that maybe let me see, I might be wrong. Is that right? No, I think I got it. It has to do with the queen move though. This one might be a little bit tricky to find. This one might be a lot tricky to find. We'll see if you can spot it. If you find this, you're doing excellent with puzzles. You're like on probably a 2 to 3,000 level puzzle at this point if you can find this one. Yep. There's really only one that's the best. Queenie 2, he'll just take you. If you go Queenie 2, he'll just take you. Queen G2. I was actually thinking Queen B2. I was actually thinking Queen B2. And then when he comes here, you have mate. Oh, I think you're right. There is 2 mates, yeah. The second one is this. Oh, wait a second. Oh, he can run. Ah, my bad. Sorry. No, sorry, I was wrong. You're right. Wait a second. Am I wrong? Did we miss something here? I think we missed the mate. Did we miss something here? I think he can. Nope, you got it. Yeah. This is checkmate. And I think that oops, wrong. That's not it. But Queen let's delete it and do this all over again. Okay. Here. If it comes up, rook check. If it comes up, is there a mate there? No, it's not check. Yeah, we're doing good. We're a team. Trying to see, is there a different is there a second mate though? Second mate too. I don't think so. I think there's only one mate too in this one. Well, maybe it's this here. Oh, it's this here. Okay. Yeah, it's if king goes to d3, that's the second mate with the rook takes. That's what it is. King d3. Okay. Got it. One more. Let's hammer this one home. One last time. We need to, as in Aragon, ride out and meet him head on. Remember, King Theoden goes, the last ride of the Rohirrim. We're Cruncher warriors, so this is our last puzzle. Let's do it good. Let me see if I have this right. Hold on. Let me see here. Yeah, I got it. That's correct. So this is it. This is the correct line. Has to be a second mate here somewhere. I think that's the only mate. Okay, we will. Was that the mate? Yeah, I think that would work, yeah. That's kind of the one we were talking about, huh? Okay. Let's do it to it. Into the end game we roll. Let's set up the goal. Hold on, let me get a drink of water and we'll get started. Let's pull up a board editor. Oh, not bad. Hey, do you know what? You know what? Not to worry. Don't worry about it at all. You know what? It's all about improving. So that's the goal. The Lord's given me a gift to share it. My teacher taught me, and I want to share it with you, my friends. Nobody starts out perfect, and there's only one perfect. So let's set up a study. Okay, endgame. All right. There's the correct move with an exclam. When the exclam mark is actually this here, rook d6. If we were thinking rook D8. The only problem with the rook D8, it's a question mark move here, because what happens is it allows the king to actually come forward to E6. Now the king is actually working with, now the king's free to roam. On the other hand, rook D6, exclam, stops the king from moving forward and past the third rank. So this stops the king from moving forward past the third rank, controls the an attack on b6 and on g6 at the same time. So it's actually a fork. So the king has to stay in contact with g6 so that so they don't lose the pawn on g6, and the rook has to stay passive guarding b6. So they're in a world of hurt right now. So rook e8, it was actually played here. Desperate, but the passive defense Jeremy Silva was talking about, rook b7 actually is not the best move because of king c4, rook b8, king d5 with king oops, sorry, not d4, it's king d5, and with the idea of bringing in king to c6. And then another active stab that they were saying is potentially if king e7, black is trying to swing his king over to the queen side where it will be able to defend b6. So he's willing to give this pawn up here so that he can go d7 and king c4, and then king what is it, king c4, hold on, where am I? I'm missing something here. Let me see if I have the notes right. Sacrifice pawn. White easily prevails after rook takes, king d7, so we got that right. King c4. Don't forget to use your king. That's what Jeremy Silva says. Oh yeah, that is fun too. King c. What they're saying is there's rook to f8 is a playable idea here, but rook f6 to shunt any of the. If we came over and tried to grab this, the rook has a chance to keep our, yeah. If we tried grabbing this here, he actually could check us here, and then we would have a problem with keeping this pawn safe. So rather than that, we played rook f6, and of course, remember Fox in the chicken coop, if he takes and then he tries to come over here, we push, he takes, we come up, and then he's just one move a little too late, and we take all the pawns. It's Fox in the chicken coop from the Jeremy Silva move sequence. Now he's trying rook h8, king d5, rook h4, rook takes b6, rook takes a4, rook b7 check, and then king c8, king rook f7, rook g2. Well, maybe f7, g4, king c6, threatening a back rake mate. So the king has to now worry about that. King d8, b6. Now the pawn's gonna queen. So rook takes here. D7 check, and then king e8, b7, rook g6, rook d6, and black resigned at this point. So what he could try at this point here, he could try king c7. That's what Jeremy Simon was saying. You could try king c7, rook c6 check, king b, and then g6. Then black can resign at this point, because if he tries here, we just bring our king over, and there's no way. If he tries this, we bring the king over this, bring over this, and we pull up there. And if he tries that, we come here. If he tries there, we queen, he takes, king takes, and then basically he's locked down. Checkmate. And it's mate. But on this move here, if e8, then d5, or if g8, then g6. No better. Yeah, if rook takes, we already did it. If rook takes, g takes, king e6, f, king takes, king d, followed by c6, and then you grab all the pawns and it's resignable. So if we go to 11 now, oops, hold on here. If king c8, then b7 check. If king b8, then d8 check, king comes up, we check, he comes there, and then you have two different mates. Actually three. You have here, here, or here. So that's the first mate, second mate, and third mate. Rook f6 check is a exclam. This is an exclam mark. This move forces black to go to g7. King g7. This is a forcing move, because what happens if he doesn't go to g7? Well, we grab the pawn and we win. So he's got to go king g7 by force. Then we grab the pawn. Rook e3 check, king c, rook e4 check, king c5, rook takes a4 check, rook b7 check. So the king actually has to go back now. King f8, and then b6, and now we're trying to get our pawn rolling. Rook g4, rook c7. Even if he grabs this pawn here, king c6, and it's actually resignable now. Rook g1, b7, rook b1, rook c7 check, c8 check, king f7 equals queen, and then rook takes, king f6, and king d5. White will win the a pawn with ease. White will win the a pawn with ease, but first he lets his king deal with the g5 pawn. So if king f5, rook f8 check, king g, not king g5 because that stops the pawn. So king g4, king e4. So now we're trying to get our king in and start an attack. So king g5, rook a8 here. Well, the only problem is you sometimes you have to make sure that your king is active. So you have two fighters. This pawn's gonna fall. The a pawn will fall, but we have to make sure that the g5 pawn doesn't become a runner. And if we took time, potentially the pawn could get close enough to queening, and then we'd be in a problem. This makes it so that if king h3, king to oops, what in the world? Hold on, I want to make sure I have this right. King g3. Now we grab the pawn, and so now we're threatening to win this pawn with check. So king g4 is vital. Rook g5. Now we got the pawn in behind the pawn. Like what? Hey, yeah, sorry about that, but we're in the middle of our endgame. So if you want to, you guys are always welcome to the to go to the study and take a look at this afterwards too. This is actually a study you can look at. So king g5, we're in behind the pawn. Well, you could do that. You sometimes have to remember, like what Jeremy Silman said in the beginning of this, your king is a fighting force too. So don't forget to bring your king in, and this king could actually kind of cause the other king to have a little bit of chaos for a while, so that you can come back and grab the pawn. And that's kind of what he did here. King h3, rook f4. And white's black's finally loses his pawn. Finally the pawn is gone. It's all over. That is right. They're actually, they come out of the castle. It's kind of like when the army's been dwindled down to only a few soldiers, like there's no queens, or maybe a rook and a king, which maybe his, if you can consider the rook his armor bearer, he's going to come out there. He's physically fit, he's well fed, he's well fit, he's worked out, he's ready, he puts his armor on, and he'll sally forth to attack the other side in the end game, of course. So if you think of your king as a soldier who waits till the very end, yeah. He's a brave soldier, but his role is to rule the land. So you have to remember this. He's not a weakling. He just has to be taken care of for a while. A lot of like the artillery has to be destroyed. A lot of the trebuchets and everything. Protect the king, and then at the right moment in the end game, bring him out and start using him like a rebel force. He'll, how you're driving a chariot, you're running over things. Basically, he's a wrecking force. When he's combined with his endgame pieces, he's really strong. But in the middle game, in the opening, he's the most vulnerable. So you have to take care of your king in the middle game, I mean the opening and the middle game. The end game is where he shines bright. He earns his title of the king in the end game. Okay, now we're looking at. I have to pull up a whole nother. I have to pull up another tab. So, hold on, bear with me here. We're in minor piece endgames now. A new chapter. Come on. You can pull up. Come on. We're almost there. Yay! Hooray! Hooray! Happy day. Ah, no way out of there. No, it's just my sometimes my computer is really slow, so it's nice when it actually runs sometimes right. It's a big computer, but it just has kinks in it and quirks and all different type of problems. So when the internet works good too, I'm always happy about that. So you always got to be you got to be happy about that type of stuff. I'm like, yay! Endgame course. Let me see here. Oops. I'm trying to write this in. Hold on. Okay, good. So far in games. Okay. Uh, 1. I'm not sure, actually. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we're gonna do a quick. We'll do this, and then we'll end on this minor piece mate. We took our first step into the world of minor piece endgames right now. In part 4 here, I'll continue to introduce you to the basic endgame position involving two bishops, bishop or knight, and we'll also integrate a bit more of the bishops of opposite colors. And he's going to also tackle very basic two pawns versus one pawns with the same on the same different sides of the board. And even will address two bishops versus a lone king, which is far easier than you might imagine, he said. This is the two bishops versus a lone king summary. He gives you a kind of quick synopsis of the thing. Some of you might be wondering, when am I going to teach you bishops and knight versus lone king? The shocking and most interesting is never. My reason is very simple. I personally have had this position. He says I personally have not had this position in my whole career. He's never had a knight and bishop. It did. I gotta say something. It did arise though in a end game. I gotta say, we may still be studying the knight and bishop. So don't worry. Even if not in Jeremy Selman's, we're going to pick it up. Ah, yes, I can. Nice. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go over the bishop and knight, but he's not going to. So I'll add that next time we get on, and we'll go over it. And I need to work in it. I haven't worked in it in a long time. So my teacher started me out on that actually for our first mates when he taught me how to checkmate with a king and a knight. That was a really difficult one because you have to do it properly. I believe it happened in not Wesley So. It was Ray Robinson versus Vara Kobian. They got to a bishop and knight versus king, and it was not this one. It was last year's one that he did that in. So he said he has a friend whose name is International Master John Watson, has never had it at all, and he says that he also hasn't had it. So his friend International Master John Watson hasn't had it, and let me see. It takes a lot of time, he says, to learn it, but he says it'll help you with your coordination of how the knight and the bishop coordinate good together. So I'm thinking, let me see, does he actually have it here? I don't think so. No. Well, let me see if he does. Nope. Maybe he has it in the next chapter. Hold on, let me see. Let's go turn to the next chapter to see. Nope. So he doesn't go over it. We'll have to go over it. But he says, I find the need to use your three pieces in balance and uniting their. See, all these three pieces have to work together. Can you promote a pawn and then promote the pawn to something? Can you promote them? Oh no, you can only promote. You can under promote. You can under promote or promote to a queen. You have the capability of promoting to a queen, a rook, a knight, or a bishop. You can't keep your pawn as a pawn. That's not. That's just not how the rules go. So we're going to see, he says, you're going to see how powerful the two bishops are, and it's very easy to learn how to mate the king with the two bishops. The key to this endgame, he says, is this. Use the bishops to cut off the two corners. So like what you do is this bishop cuts off here, and this bishop would cut off here. So it's like this. The bishops will be able to take away important squares from the enemy king. You need your king to be involved to win. That's what he says. Let's see, okay. Let's see here. Bit by bit, we actually shrink the box until eventually he gets over to one of these corners here. And then we checkmate him. You need to chase the defending king to a corner, and what's there? It'll easily deliver mate. So let us begin right now. First of all, queen to g6 check, kaboom. King e5. King b7. That's weird. How did I? Huh. I better turn that one off. That's strange. Ew. Creepy. Yeah, you got a box in the king. The king will head, our king will, he says, will start heading over here, and then we'll slowly box, and we also have to be careful that we need to get our king here to protect our bishops. So we have to be able to fence him in and shrink the box. That's what Jeremy Silman says we're doing. So f6 is the first, is his ditch attempt to attack. Now we control these squares here, so there's no way he's gonna come in and touch our bishop. No sir. Watch out, don't fall asleep and let the desperado king come in and start taking stuff off the board. He says don't be negligent on your piece management. Yep, exactly. So king e5 is playable here. King c6. So you got to bring your king in. Remember to cut the king off. Bring your king in. Be careful not to lose pieces. Yep, that's right. And king d4. Bishop f4 here. We're cutting him off now. So these squares are covered. So now he only has this in here to move around in. So we're depriving black of the e5 square. King c4. Now bishop e5, we're depriving him fully. Now we have this, so he only has this to go to now. These squares to go to. And we're boxing him in and shrinking it down. King b4. And now we're even shrinking it even more. So he only has these squares to go to. Once again, shrinking the box even more. So king a3, king c5, king a4. Now we have to swipe the, now we're taking away. Now we're taking away the squares. King a5 up the board we go. And now we're going to deprive him again of even more. So now he only has these squares to go to. So a6, king c6. We don't want him to get out of off the back rank. So you have to constantly be bringing your king in. King a6, king e5. This now cuts off the king here. So now he has really two spots that he can go to. If he tries, okay, first hold on. I have to make sure. Let's see, 11. He goes king a5. Then we go c3 check, and so we just keep driving up the board. King a6. b4 check. We're just driving him up the board. Just keep driving him up the board. 8. King C7. King C7. A8. Bishop D2. And you got to pass the move because you got to do check. When he comes back, then you have checkmate there. So that's the first. So he's coming up the board. Now we deprived him of that square. It is as if the bishop is saying, sorry, but I don't allow you to run out of the corner, Mr. King. I'm sorry to say you must stay where you are. And then bishop C7. If king A8, then king C7, we're implementing our plan. King A7. Bishop C4 to deprive the last square, so the king has to go to A8. F4 here. Bishop B check here. And then checkmate. D5 checkmate. So C is there. King A7. Yeah, you have to do a waiting move. Otherwise, what would happen is you'd stalemate your opponent. You have to be careful at a certain point to actually do a waiting move. Otherwise, you'll stalemate your opponent. Bishop C4, we're depriving the king. Yeah. And only A7, bishop, okay, A7 and A8 are available for black now. So these are the only available squares. King A8. Having done the job, the dark square bishop now puts some checking distance between the king and the king. So E5 is what is played here. We're keeping distance, and we're getting ready to play king C7 like we did before. King A7, and then now king C7. White's king frees the dark dark squared bishop of the guarding of B8. So now this king will guard B8 and allow this bishop to do some very dangerous attack. So king here. Remember, you have to pass the move. So all you have to do is you can come along. You can come here, 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 or here. Or you can come here. You can come to these squares here. But don't. This is off limits. This is off limits. This one is off limits. I'm marking this color. This one means off limits, otherwise it's stalemate. Any one of these is a waiting move. Any one of those. Jeremy Silman chose, let me see, do I have that? Perfect. Chose F4. You can choose any of these squares here except this dark one. This is a no-no. Yeah. Ways to move for the king to go to A7. Then check and checkmate to follow. And so now we check on E3, A8, and then we have mate with D5. I think that's something a chess player actually has to work on. Yep. And you get 4 colors. You get red, yellow, green, and blue. Or purple, or whatever it is. Okay, I think we're good. Do you have any questions before I log off? We actually ended on time. Yay! Hooray! We ended right on the not on the time for the class. We did it all perfect today. So Erie has no questions? Okay. Okay, no questions. How about you, Play Okay? Do you have any questions? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I've been studying some forcing moves today, and they're pretty fun. And one thing I wanted to share with you, my friends, is oops, sorry, there, that I have a chest cruncherism for you. I want to share with you, like grandmasters have glasses. I mean, like I should say this, grandmasters have to put on their glasses of calculations when to see the proper moves. You have to be able to. I use the glasses as an example that grandmasters have to put on their forcing move glasses, and that's kind of like when you sit down and look at a board. You have to be able to see what's actually there. A lot of chess players have had a problem of not seeing what's there. They see phantoms. Yeah, then I'll read it all to because this is a new one that I thought of, so I have to, rather than have it in my memory, I have to read it from paper. So you gotta bear with me. My chess cruncher friends, I have a chess cruncherism. I want to share. I would like to share it with you. I like reading glasses. Grandmasters' eyes are always at work when you remember to put your glasses on. So if you think of glasses as your calculation, just remember to put on your calculation glasses. And if you have to kind of, just like if you need to remember, some people will actually they'll go like this. If you don't wear glasses, then just remember to put on your the lenses of calculation. And that's one thing I realized. I was reading Forcing Moves, the one that we've been working on for some puzzles, and he talked about that grandmasters have the ability to put on their calculating or their forcing moves glasses, and that's what makes supers. How long can you keep them on, and how focused are you with them on? But like what Yazzer says, you have to start out small though. So every long journey begins with one small step. That's from Yazzer Sarah 1. And I like what also applies to that is Bruce Lee's. He didn't fear the person who practiced 10,000 individual kicks. He feared the person who practiced one kick 10,000 times. So, like when you constantly work on putting on your um, glasses of calculation and forcing moves together, you'll see an improvement. You'll be able to spot sacrifices, and you won't be scared about the sacrifices because you already know them because, excuse me, you'll have the calculation glasses on. And kids know how to pretend to put those on, and like we even in schools, we say you got to put your thinking cap on, and the little tykes go up there and they act like they put a hat on, and that's their thinking cap. Same thing as chess players. Even if you don't wear glasses, just remember like how a kid puts on a thinking cap, put on your calculating glasses. Always remember that. Don't forget, every time you sit down at the OTB, don't forget to put on your calculating glasses. And remember, you have to remember that mistakes do not define you. It's how you handle the mistakes that define you. And treasure your victories and learn from your losses. That's what Tom Thumb Thumb told Tango. And knowing is not enough, Bruce Lee says. So we you know what? It's not just to know that you have the glasses. You must apply them. You must put them on. And you can be willing to learn how to calculate, but unless you do it and put those glasses on, you won't have the calculation abilities that you have worked so hard to do. So you have to make the calculation abilities tangible, something that you can remember, something like if you have to maybe just go like this just to remind yourself, I'm putting on my glasses, or something. Or maybe you just close your eyes for a second and say, I'm now putting on my calculating glasses, and you open up, even though you may not wear glasses, your eyes now are ready for the OTB. And let me see. And we have another chest cruncherism. Don't give up. Get up. That's our thing. Remember, E. Nightingale says, we become what we think about. So what you think about, you become. And I like what Bruce Lee said. There are no limits. There are plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. And you know what? Some advice from your chest cruncher friend is this: always keep your ground well weeded. What that means is, if you know you have to put some time in chess, but you want to do other things, you have to, as they say, my mom and my dad and my grandpa taught me, was you can't spend a second twice. So you have to decide, what area do you want to improve in? And that's where you spend your time. Well, let's see. And you know what? We just got to keep pushing forward and remember that, you know what? We're chess crunchers. We're Team Chess Cruncher. And Team Chess Cruncher is like, we study when most won't. And so when you're studying and maybe your friends or whoever's playing over in the corner or whatever, and you want to do that, remember, you're a chess cruncher. And if they come over and ask you what you're doing, you could say, I'm a chess cruncher. Like Tigger, what's a Tigger? What's a chess cruncher? Chess cruncher hangs up their coat, they hang up their hat, they sit down and study when most won't. They do. And that makes all the difference. And as Wesley So says to the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening. And Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And we'll do some more puzzles from the 5,340 34 problems from the Pogar Fathers book, puzzle book. And we'll do some endgame, and we'll pick a game out and have some fun. And by the way, if you have a game that you've played that you'd like to share with us, I'll be more than happy to go over it, and we'll talk about it and improve and learn and have fun. So go Team Chess Cruncher. Hoorah, be blessed. Great job on all the puzzles. 2 thumbs up. And if you like what you see, you've stayed with us the whole time, click follow and join us on our journey of improving. And we haven't forgotten. We still are striving for that 3,000 level marker on chess.com, but we have to get retooled up. So you know what? The next jump to 3,000 is really complicated, and so we have to get all of our tools well oiled and all ready and cleaned and everything. And that's what we're doing by studying. Great job. Go Team Chess Cruncher. I'll see you tomorrow, and be blessed and keep studying chess. Bye bye.